Welcome back to another episode of Positively Uncensored, your favorite reality TV and interview podcast. It's your host, Leah, and today we are going to be diving into Perfect Match episodes 6 through 9. Now, what did these batch of episodes teach me? They taught me, actually, I think it was only 2 episodes, episodes 6 through 7. What did it teach me? It taught me that men aren't shit. Short men, tall men, fat men, fit men, men aren't shit. Men aren't shit. Okay, so how does the episode start? Perfect Match episode 6 starts off with Boys Day. And AD found herself at Boys Day. If you're unfamiliar with Perfect Match, it's sort of like mid-season. They have like a Casa Amor of types. And all of the girls are at one place and all of the guys are at one place. And people who have left the house are brought back in to see if anybody is tempted by someone that they've had a prior connection with or somebody that they never explored having a connection with because they are locked in with their partner. Now, we all know that because Ali was matched with Justine. Him and AD are no longer coupled. So she found herself at the boys' day. I'm going to call it that because she was mostly with all of the girls' guys. And all of the girls, with the exception of AD, were having themselves their own day. Okay. And like Love Island and the Casa Amor situation, the girls never go hard enough. And what I need them to do is they need to think like, if they have to think, would the guys be doing this? The answer is yes, and you should do worse, at least for Perfect Match. So Boys Day starts, and first of all, I'd like to start with I would have been interested to see what Ali's behavior would have been like without AD there. However, fast forward to where we are now, and they're expecting a child, they're engaged. I guess for her sake, I'm glad that she was present because I have a feeling that there would be a lot more for them to get over or that it could have been shown in the edit. Now, some people suspect that Ali did a lot more than was shown and that this is the polished version of the edit. But the episode starts with Olivia, who was new to me, coming up to Daniel to have a conversation because she thinks that he has been trapped, her words, by Lucy. And I guess she's trying to offer him some freedom. I certainly don't think that Lucy and her butt plug are trapping Daniel. If anything, I think that he is trapping her because she's a nice girl and being somewhat naive about his reactive tendencies, but that's for a different conversation. Okay, then we see that Juliet is going after Scott. Now, since Rachel is having herself at the girls' day and her and Scott are separated currently, they are matched, but they're separated for the day. Juliet's trying to get back at Rachel by way of getting with Scott because she stole Clayton from her. Mind you, Rachel's not thinking about Juliet. It's like Rachel lives rent free in Juliet's mind, and I think that that makes her weird. Now, Ali and Louie are standing around and having a conversation with Daniel, and they talk about how Olivia, the girl that is showing interest in Daniel, is way sexier than Lucy, and that he should pursue her essentially. And this conversation's gross for a number of reasons. It's gross, like the comparing to other women. It's gross at hyping one woman up at the expense of another woman. It's gross that they're comparing. It's gross that Daniel allowed it to happen. It's gross that he seemingly agreed with them. All of this conversation was gross. And I already knew that Louis was gross, but because Ali was in agreement with Louis, I'm like, that's another point for Slytherin. That's another point for thinking that you're not a good person. Now, during this boys' talk, Louis admits that Alex is more his type than Sandy because obviously the conversation shouldn't just end there. Okay. If one guy is saying something untoward about his partner, apparently another one has to come forward. When one king falls, another one rises, okay? And not the good one in this case. So Sandy is more his type, and Scott also alludes to the fact that he could be in trouble. So it's Scott, Ollie, and Louis standing there with Daniel being gross. That's the best way to describe it. Not like I hate this idea of like boys will be boys or locker room talk. Like you guys are just gross, dehumanizing, and disrespectful. Okay. Also, I'm not going to compare either women either. But what I will say is neither Olivia nor Lucy are anything below a 12. So the lies on Lucy are insane. Okay. It annoyed me. I will say, like, just from a viewer perspective, again, what I said about AD and Ollie and them protecting the relationship, that's still true. But as a selfish viewer, if I'm throwing morality out of the window, I wanted to see how Ollie would act without AD there. And I don't want to see Madison and Freddie around each other all day. I don't. Okay. I would have liked to see what Freddie does without Madison there and some temptation. I find their relationship annoying, mainly because they both are clinging so heavily together that neither of them can breathe. I'm like, are you guys really interested in each other? Or is Madison clinging to this and Freddie's a nice guy? It's hard to tell. And because of that, I'm going to let Freddie go. I'm going to let Freddie go. You go be with Madison. I'm going to let him go as far as wanting him to be with Rachel or wanting him to be with anybody else. Now, Rachel and Carrington have a conversation where he lies out the side of his mouth and says that he wants something serious. He's looking for engagement. Marriage is in his short, near future. Give me a break. Okay? Give me a break. I don't think Rachel's falling for it, and I don't even think Carrington is falling for it as it's coming out of his mouth. Now, because AD is at this boys' day, this is anything but like, or guys mixer, as they call it. This is anything but a mixer for Ollie. Okay, this is AD and Ollie talking about their relationship, talking about him spending the night with Justine and her trying to find out what's going on in that situation. So she asks Ollie for details on sleeping in the bed with Justine, and he keeps things very surface level, tells her nothing, omits the truth. He lies to her. He lies to her. He said that he didn't cuddle her. He didn't, not really. I not really cuddled her. That's what he said. Then come to find out later, while he's in his confession, that he says there was no justification for lying to AD about his connection with Justine. So it's at this point in episode 6 that we know Ollie just told a fucking lie. He just told a lie. A lot more happened. Now, spoilers, because we're going through episode 6 and 7. We know that him and Justine shared a kiss. We know that they kissed. And when AD was giving him the chance to be honest and forthcoming about it and take the situation head on, he wasn't. Would Ollie ever allow that in reverse? No, no, I don't believe so. Now, Juliet and Scott have a conversation, and he thinks that she's the real life Harley Quinn, which is interesting. I don't know, because like he reminds me of Robin. Like he's not main character, but he wants to be and thinks he is. The two of them should go off together. I don't like Scott more and more that I see him. And he acts 23 years old. And Juliet is just like motivated by being petty, but she has big boobs. Like petty, toxic, but she has big boobs. And that's enough for Scott. So I'm going to let Scott go as well. Meanwhile, what Scott doesn't know is Juliet's talking about him, and she thinks that Daniel's 10 times hotter than him. LOL. Remember that conversation that you were just having about how you might be in a bit of trouble and all of you were being disrespectful towards the girls? Little do you know you're coupled up with your karma, who's not interested in you either. She's not interested in you either, Scott, the thought. Okay? Now, Daniel tells Juliet that Lucy embarrassed him in the kissing game by rating Ollie a 10. I don't want to sound like Huda, but that's enough for me. That's enough for me. You set the standard that I can't sit and laugh with a man and have an innocent conversation, but you talk to a woman that you're interested in and that you're pursuing. And the way that you decide to get at her is by talking down on me and saying that I outright embarrassed you while you're embarrassing me. I hate Daniel. I hate the type of man that Daniel is. And I don't like Juliet either. I don't like Juliet either. You're not, it's overused, but you're certainly not for the girls. You're certainly not trying to, you're male centered. Instead of saying that she's not a girl's girl, what I will say is what she is. She is male centered. Okay. Now they spice up this guy's mixer. This is probably producer motivated because not enough is happening. And they decide that they're going to play truth or dare. Mind you, they're all just dared to kiss each other and do random explicit things. I'm wondering, you guys can't get a bottle? You don't have a department that gets like a fuzzy dice? Like, why? Like, these games are so boring, but like I mean, I guess I don't really expect too much. Okay, so Louis is dared to kiss Alex as if he needed to be dared, but he does. And Ollie tries to cover AD's eyes, and she's not having it. She wants to watch this entire thing. QT is dared to kiss Jalen. And these are both people who were brought in and not like within the original cast of Perfect Match. It's feeling very Love Island parallel, especially watching them back to back. So I'm like, okay, I don't even know if you guys match, if you guys get to stay in the house. I'm not sure. AD dares Ollie to kiss someone he would never kiss. He sees this as a test. I'm not sure if it was or not. Like, I personally wouldn't tell my partner to do that and co-sign it because I would be mad at at if he did. But Ollie doesn't, and I'm like, okay, you know, I guess if that was a test, he somewhat passed. Do I think that he would have kissed someone if AD wasn't there? Absolutely. For everybody listening along, I'm nodding my head. I absolutely do. Okay. So he declines and says that he's not going to be participating in the game. He's not going to be kissing anybody else. He doesn't want her to be kissing anybody else. He's just an observer. Okay. He's Switzerland. Now, Olivia kisses Daniel in a dare to kiss who she's most attracted to. And she goes for it, absolutely goes for it. And Daniel is dared to kiss Juliet, which he does. And Juliet is there to kiss who she fancies the most. And she says in her confessional that she picked Scott because she's petty. Like I said, Rachel lives rent free. She owns a little spot of Juliet's brain. Honestly, the funniest part of episode 6 was Rachel and Ray coupling up. And then as I'm writing in my notes, Rachel Ray, they call themselves that. That was like the most enjoyable part of the episode. Ray, allegedly you're in New Jersey. I would like to interview you. Not that you're going to see this podcast recap, but I'm just putting it out there. Okay, I'm putting it out there. I would like to interview him. Now, Ray talks to Rachel about how he's eager to have kids. They hypothesize what their future would look like, and I'll say that they're honestly a cute match. I could definitely see this being a friendship match. Let's get to the end together. We both respect each other. There's love here. Or I could see it being romantic. I'm not really sure. What I am sure of is Olivia and Daniel make out in the pool and have like I don't even know what to call it, like a morgy, like a makeout, alongside of each other, alongside Lewis and Alex. Now, AD is watching all of this unfold and she's like, mentally taking notes because she has a lot to report to the girls tomorrow or whenever she sees them later today. They make out alongside of each other in the pool, then proceed to play a game of chicken. I haven't seen chicken played in so long. They play a game of chicken. The girls make out and AD's pissed. AD's like, okay, this is disturbing to see. Ollie goes and has a conversation with the guys and says that he's going to straight up tell AD, if you snitch, I won't match with you tonight. I don't like Ollie. I don't like the type of guy that he is. He's very male centered as well. Like I'm like men, let's call men male centered more. He's male centered. He's for the boys. He's boys and then his partner. He's the type of person who would have a group text. AD would see something in it and then he would expect her to not reveal anything on the contents of the group chat because she shouldn't have been invading his privacy anyways, or because he trusted her and told her what was happening. Like that's the type of guy that Ali is. So he's trying to control the situation and keep things a secret by way of hurting somebody else by telling AD, like, don't tell anybody what happened. Okay. And what I realize is I can hate you. I can hate men in a car. I can hate men in a bar. I can hate you if I'm not there. I can hate from anywhere. I can hate from anywhere. Okay. Now, Madison is sitting here with the girls, wondering about, theorizing what the guys did at Guys Day. Mind you, she's been coupled up, stitched to Freddie's side all day, and she's been with him, happy as a clam, so happy to have Freddie there. And she's like, I wonder if the guys were bad. Madison, you would be crying. You would be crashing out if you hadn't spent the day with Freddie wondering what he was doing. And because your situation is good, you're sitting there like, I wonder if the guys were bad. Ew. Ew. That annoys me. Okay. Then Ollie, Louie, and Scott and Daniel, okay, all of them come back together. And those are the guys that are sit there and they should be in the hot seat. And they're trying to play it cool, trying to play it aloof, as if they did nothing wrong. They're back with the girls. And Lucy outright asks, so what happened? You guys didn't play any kissing games? No body shot games? Like nothing happened? And the guy's like, oh, like a little bit. We play a little bit of that, nothing crazy. And Justine outright asks, did anybody kiss? Did anybody kiss today? And ugh, Ollie's like, ugh. Daniel pulls Lucy privately. So yes. So yes. Ugh, Daniel, you're so cringe. Now, Daniel's version, mind you, he was talking about how Olivia was sexier than Lucy. He was talking about how Lucy embarrassed him. He was making out with Olivia outside of a challenge, putting efforts in there, okay? Fully exploring the temptation. And his version is, it was a stupid game of truth or dare. Someone dared me to kiss, so someone was dared to kiss me, so she did. And Lucy, I appreciate her asking for the details. She's like, so who? And he's like, oh, like that Olivia girl from earlier. And Lucy's like, okay, well then I'm done. I'm done. And she gets up in the way that Lucy, I wish you were actually done. I wish you had washed your hands of him. He is not worth your time. He's not worth your time, and he's not cute. He's not cute. He's sitting there trying to break it to her that it was just a stupid game. Like, things got carried away. This is the things just got out of hand. It was a fun day. This is the guy who was upset at her for for laughing, for smiling, for having a good time. You crossed an actual boundary, intentionally so, and I'm supposed to get over it. He, again, Daniel's the type of person who would say that his number one boundary is cheating and then cheat on his girlfriend. That's the type of guy that Daniel is. Louis, I could like literally care less about what's going on with him and Sandy. After a while, I started to fast forward past it. You're not serious. You're not serious. You're with Huda, real time. You're about to be on another show after this. What, like Famous in Dating or something? Don't even care to know the name. Like, it's just so unserious. I don't care. Okay? Now, Ali and Justine have a conversation, and she asks outright if he told AD that they kissed and if she was fine with it. Now, at this present time, since AD came in with the girls who were outside of the house and were trying to get a second chance to come back in, AD's not here. So this is Ollie's chance to talk to Justine without her there. Everybody else is together, but AD is not. Ollie is like a politician. He's like, no, I didn't tell her, but I've made no decision between the two of you, so that's why. Okay, okay, Ollie. I can tell that Justine is not liking the way that Ollie is moving at all, and she doesn't want to be a part of it. She doesn't want to be a part of it. Now, AD is back now, and she has a conversation with the girls, and she tells Lucy exactly what Daniel was doing. She said, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. And she tells Sandy too. They did a lot. They did a lot. Okay. So naturally, the rest of them want to know. And the episode ends with AD asking, what's good with Justine and Ollie? Like, what happened with them? What happened with that situation? And then we get into episode 7. Episode 7 starts with AD and Justine having a conversation. Now, this is Ollie's prior match, AD, whom we know from Love is Blind, and his current match, Justine, whom I know from Love Island. You probably do too. Now, in this conversation, AD comes into this conversation being told that they slept in the same bed and may have had a little bit of a cuddle. Okay. Justine says that they had a kiss. And she's pissed, okay, because that's not what she was told, and rightfully so. Meanwhile, Scott and Rachel talk, and he says that he never lied, but he did omit the truth from her. And he has like some weird desire for toxicity. At first, it seemed like it was just Juliet who was being toxic and Scott who was sort of passive. Scott loves the toxicity and he participates in it. It's not passive participation. Okay. And Juliet likes the fact that Scott is a little rude and doesn't think that Rachel can handle that. And I don't think that, how do I say this respectfully? I don't think that you should enjoy someone being a little rude to you. Like, I don't really think that that's a positive quality. Certainly nothing positive to look for in a future partner and spouse. That's just my 2 cents. Okay. Lucy has a conversation with Daniel. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lucy talked to Daniel, said that she was done, and then goes and has a conversation with Louis, who's like one of his mates and is obviously gonna like defend Daniel. Obviously gonna defend Daniel. As soon as she went to go talk to Louis and didn't just leave the house, I knew that she was unserious about her decision to end things with Daniel. Now, Justine is feeling bad for AD presently and saying that Ollie moved anything but respectfully. I don't think that we will actually know what happened between them until Justine says so in an interview, posts a story, creates a video if she chooses to share so. I'm not hypothesizing that a lot more happened. I just don't think that we're really going to understand how deep it got or how Ollie was moving until later. I don't think that that's going to be included in this season, personally, especially with the way that like Hannah, QT, other cast members are commenting and insinuating things that seem to be about Ollie, right? Now, Nick Lachey walks in and he announces that only 6 couples are going to make it. And it's first come, first serve. This immediately told me, okay, people are about to couple up. Okay. Like, I can't hate the player, hate the game. Okay. I don't know if Lucy just wants to stay here or if she wants to stay with Daniel. But Daniel and Lucy, they couple up first. Olivia's watching from the sidelines, either like a hater or in disbelief because of how Daniel was moving with her. Not sure. Freddie and Madison match. The crowd went silent. The crickets chirped. Like, okay, yay. Ollie apologized to AD and they match up. Look, 3 for 3 couples that I could give a shit less about. Negative point for perfect match. Who cares? Next. Actually, I'm sorry. I feel that way because of Ollie and his actions, not because I want to feel that way. I feel that way because of Ollie. Oh, 4 for 4 because Sandy and Louis match, or Louis. Sandy and Louis match. 5 for 5. Juliet and Scott match. LOL. His reason, I love to share a bed with her. Okay. Meanwhile, she's just happy she stole him from Rachel, and she's going to be moving on to Carrington and does in just a few minutes. Rachel and Ray couple up, and like arguably this is the couple that I'm like at least I like both of you. I like Rachel. I think that the people she was coupled up with, Scott and Clayton, ew. Both of them suck. Ray, he's from New Jersey. Point. I don't know. Now, after everybody couples up, you would think that the couples are going to go back to their rooms and that all of the guys who had a heyday, who went hog wild at this mixer, that they would be groveling. I thought that they would be groveling, aware of the situation, happy to be back in the couple with someone who forgave them and gave them grace when they wouldn't have done the same in a reversed situation. What happens? Not that. Ollie tries to flip the situation on AD. Now, Lucy does hold strong, and I appreciate the fact that she coupled up with Daniel, but then he slept on the couch. But I just still wish they didn't couple up at all. Okay. But Ollie and AD end up arguing about her and Ray laughing, giggling too much, and to someone who tried to move with you, I can't even take it seriously. I felt AD's frustration from home. You're telling me laughing, haha, is more than you lying to me, pursuing another girl, kissing her. Like she said, if what I did is disrespectful, then what the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do? And I hate how in the morning he's like a little kid trying to apologize to his mom and wrap around and like, I'm sorry, I'm just upset. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Control your emotions. You control them with everybody else in the house except for her. Why? Why is it that guys can do this? You can control it with your boss. You can control it with your friend. You can control it with your brother. You can control it with your family. You can control it with the guy that you're having a disagreement with that you don't know from Adam. Okay? But something about you feels entitled to respond this way in private. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Again, Rachel Ray is like the they're like the most enjoyable couple. Okay? They find themselves in the boardroom. They do this challenge. I'm not even going to get in the details. They were changing tires. They did this obstacle race. This isn't I don't care. I don't care. Not interested. The churros looked good. Sandy tanked the competition. That's the takeaway. Sandy ate churros for 25 to 30 minutes, the amount of time it took me to run a mile in 7th grade. Like, just ridiculous. Okay? Can't even take that seriously. So Rachel Ray goes into the boardroom after winning the race. And they decide to send Juliet and Carrington on a date for part 2 because they've gone on a date before, but they want to test the connection. And Sandy and JR. They figure Sandy and JR, yes, they had an opportunity, but let's give them another opportunity. Sandy's a one-track mind. Sandy's a one-girl guy. Figure out the ordering of that phrase. She's not interested. Like I can immediately tell that she's going to go back to Louis no matter what. But anyways, these people go on. Now, is Juliet trying to get back? I'm sorry, is Rachel trying to get back at Scott by sending Juliet on a date? I don't know. I don't really think so. I think that she wanted to send Lucy and Carrington on a date, and then they had the realization that Daniel's temper could make things miserable for Lucy, and they don't want to see that for her. That in itself is concerning. So Juliet's date with Carrington, basically they end up connecting and having a deep conversation, and she tells him that if he can cook her beef Wellington, he can stay in the house. I'm like, you know what? That's something that I could get by. That's the one thing you've said that I could get by. Very specific, but sure, let's turn it into Top Chef. Make me the best thing. Fight for me. Duel. Since we don't have fencing equipment, fight for me. Perfect match, mud wrestling. I don't know. That could be a way to solve the finale. Like I've been saying, if you're not following me on TikTok, make sure you head over to TikTok and follow me for the short little videos I do. Everything feels lackluster after a season of Love Island. It shows that creators like know the end of and spoil and like no shade, no shame. I've done it before, but it's just like the more reality TV I watch, the more I've seen it happen, like the less like I haven't done it in a long, it's just not fun. It's not fun. The fact that you know the show and you've seen it before, it's not fun. It's not fun. I like to find out together collectively, and there's a piece of that that makes it feel more like a community, like we're all actively engaged and none of us know what's going to happen. Producers don't even know what's going to happen. They can't force anybody to do anything. They can have ideas of what they'd like to see. They could, yes, decide a winner, but they can't force people to do things, everything that they do. So yeah, like, and there's no way to interact. Like, we can't vote. We're not involved. Episodes drop so far after the show is filmed that we've already found stuff out online, or we've already seen that people who are on the show, cast members, are announced for other series that are dating shows or that they're dating somebody. Bye. Bye. Get it together. Get it together. And that's how I'm going to end the episode. I will be back to recap Beyond the Villa, but this is my perfect match recap episode. Let me know if there are any couples that you're even enjoying watching. I won't say rooting for because I am rooting for Ali and AD, but is there any couples that you're even enjoying watching? Put them in order, rank them, least favorite to most favorite in my comments. As always, I'm so grateful to have each and every one of you here. Happy Friday, happy weekend, happy whatever day you're listening. Bye-bye.